warning, this is just Adobe sued by FTC, okay, for insufficient disclosure of renewal package early termination fees. So on June 18th, the Federal Trade Commission took action against software manufacturer Adobe and its two executives for concealing early termination fees for their subscription plans, deceiving consumers, and making it difficult for them to cancel their subscriptions. So currently, the FTC has filed a lawsuit in the United States Federal Court. Adobe's legal counsel stated that the company will refute the Federal Trade Commission's claims in the court. So there's something that's going to be happening in the courts. The Federal Trade Commission has an allegation against Adobe. Adobe is saying that these accusations are false, and it's going to go to the United States Federal Court, okay? So it's all based on they deceived consumers about early termination fees. So when you want to terminate something, maybe you guys can go and read about. So like I'll give an example of if you want to terminate. Maybe you bought a ticket and you want to terminate it. Okay, a train ticket or a flight ticket, and you want to terminate. There's always a fee, right? There's always a fee that's attached to the time you want to terminate. So maybe if you buy a plane ticket and after 1 hour you say, "Oh, I have to terminate it. I'm not going to go because of certain reasons." There is a what? There is a certain amount of money that you pay. Okay, but maybe if you want to terminate it 5 or 6 hours later from the time you bought it, obviously probably the fee that you're going to pay cannot be the same as the fee that you pay in an hour. So that's just termination fees. So here they're talking about early termination fees, okay? For early termination, probably Adobe had said for early termination, probably there's no termination fees or something like that. So it's going to go to the courts. I just had to expound on that so you guys get a clearer picture of what termination or cancellation, right? Cancellation or termination. Cancellation fees, okay? So complaint charges that the maker of Photoshop and Acrobat deceives consumers about early termination fees, inhibited cancellation. So people couldn't cancel, okay? So that is what this fracas is all about. So it's going to play out in the courts. And naturally, when this happens, the stock market responds, okay? The stock valuation responds. So risk warning. As a leading enterprise in the creative and multimedia software industry, Adobe has numerous well-known brands: Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, etc. And in recent years, Adobe has gradually shifted its business focus to the subscription model, paying, right, for some of these services or paying to get a better package. This is what most of these companies do. They are obviously free versions of any software or any product usually are limited. But then if you subscribe, if you pay a certain amount of money, obviously the product will unlock many other features for you, okay? So a subscription model, this is how these companies and these services now make money, where users are required to pay monthly or annual fees to use its software. However, this shift has sparked widespread consumer satisfaction, okay? So people just want to use it for free. According to reports, if users choose to unsubscribe within the first year after subscribing, they will have to pay an additional fee of up to several $100s. So this is where the fracas is all about. What is even more unsatisfactory or unpleasing is that Adobe did not fully disclose this policy during the promotion process and set many obstacles that made it difficult for consumers to unsubscribe. So they kind of like deceived the people. This is what the people are saying. They deceived people who wanted to unsubscribe. So to unsubscribe, people have to pay hundreds of dollars, $700, okay? And their marketing campaign wasn't really informative. These behaviors seriously violate consumers' right to information and choice, causing strong dissatisfaction among consumers. So they are now in this legal